I replaced my income with real estate while working a 12-hour-a-day W-2 job using a simple 3-step process. And if you're watching this video, you're probably where I was a few years ago. You might be feeling like this stuff is impossible. You don't have what it takes. You don't have enough time. But none of that is true. You just need a simple strategy. And so in this video, I'm going to break down for you exactly what the 3-step process was that I used so that you can copy it in your own business to reach whatever goals you have for yourself. But before I get started, I want to show you what my business looks like now so that you know that I'm not just sitting here talking on a screen. I'm actually doing what I'm talking about and still running this business 3 years later. So if you look on the screen, you'll see this is my business dashboard. I run a transactional funding business, so I fund other real estate people's deals with other people's money. I don't use my own capital to fund these deals. And so you can see right here, so far in the past 30 days, we funded a little bit over $3 million in loans, 14 deals total, $77,000 in profit, including a $34,000 day at the beginning of this month, another $20,000 or so day last week, and a couple more big ones coming up. And so again, that's just for me to show you that I'm doing what I say I'm doing, and hopefully that helps you understand that what I'm about to show you actually works. Here's the only 3 things you need to replace your income if you are working a W-2. This is not theory. This is exactly what I did. The first thing is a clear plan. Now, I'm not here, again, to talk to you about generic things. I just want to show you exactly what I did. I know anybody can do this stuff. I know you can copy this. The first thing that I did was I set a clear goal. Now, when I say that, what I don't want you to hear is, oh, I'm trying to create generational wealth, right? Or passive income. It's not a real goal, right? That's like a buzz phrase, catchword, whatever, right? We want to focus on specifics. And so my goal is to replace my income. Now, by definition, for me, in order to do that, that was going to be about $5K a month, right? So that was my first thing. I wanted to make $5K a month. Second thing with that goal is, what did I want that to look like, right? That's actually really, really important, right? Because I could replace my income by going out and getting another job. I could replace my income by working 20 hours a day, right? Obviously, that wasn't my intention. So what was my goal with that? Well, I wanted to replace my income and create time freedom. This is super important as we go throughout this, because that ended up changing a ton about the way I ran my business, okay? So first thing is setting that goal, getting clear on that goal, and then the rest of this video is all going to be about doing actions that tie back into that goal, okay? So with that, the next question with the goal is not, oh, let me now just, go float out and watch YouTube videos and go to trainings. No, it's to find somebody that you can copy. That's it. My whole position here, right, is literally find someone. This is my gold star here. Find someone to copy. Now, when I was doing this, I tried to be extremely vigilant. I still would say I failed at this, but thankfully I've gotten better over the years as I've improved more and more. But when you're looking at somebody to copy, you want to look at everything that the people ahead of you have done so that you can determine who are the people you want to be more like. For example, there were people I looked up to when I got started that as I got further along, I realized they worked long hours, they spent no time with their family, right? They weren't actually happy. They were just working because they felt like they couldn't stop. And although those people make things look glamorous on the front end, when you get to know them or get to know people that know them, then you learn all of the things that are actually going on, right? And so what I was trying to develop was, how do I find the people that are actually going to create a life I want to live, right? And then I can copy those people. And you can even see, like on the books behind me, this book right here by Dan Sullivan, right? Dan Sullivan wrote Who Not How, and I think this one right here is 10X is better than 2X. Those books are written by somebody, Dan Sullivan, who lives a life that I actually want to live. He only works half the days out of the year, right? He's got this whole program, this whole system. He has a big booming business, but he's completely free. And so I started looking for more people like that to copy. But no matter what it was I was doing, I was finding someone to copy. So, for example, when I was doing wholesale, I literally said, okay, who are the people that are wholesaling right now, whose schedule matches what I want to do, whose like personality and vibe matches what I want to do, and then I just went out and copied them. Okay? Real estate, note this. Real estate is a solved problem. There is nothing, no strategy in real estate, no money-making strategy in real estate that somebody has not already done before you. And so you would be a fool to go out and try and create your own way of succeeding with it before learning the basics by copying somebody else. And so that is how you optimize time, right? Is find somebody to copy. And then the last thing with setting up that plan is executing, not consuming. Okay? If you're looking at your schedule and you say, you know, here's maybe 6 a.m. and here's, 8 p.m., let's say, and this is your day, right? And of that day, from 8 a.m. to, 6 p.m., you're working, then that means we've got our little 2-hour window here and a 2-hour window here that are also going to be filled with, eating food, spending time with your family, going to sporting events with your kids, whatever it might be. And so you're going to have very minimal time to actually execute on this stuff. And so we need to be extremely, extremely clear with what our plan is so that we can execute just on that plan and not consume. If you're somebody watching this that goes to every training, that goes to every Zoom, that goes to every challenge, and you look back a year, 2, 3 years, and you haven't made progress, I can tell you the answer as to why. You are just consuming things to make yourself feel good, to feel like you're on the right track, but nothing is going to change the fact that you either do or you watch other people do. And so my big thing was I got to stop consuming when I have time to actually get work done, and I can only do consumption type things, and I'll talk about this with my scheduling. I can only do these consumption type things when I can't do anything else, okay? And so that's number one, is having a clear plan. Number two, another forgotten thing is the pillar of lead generation. I'm going to show you my exact lead generation strategy. Again, I worked 12-hour days at my W-2. I built a real estate business that replaced my income while I was doing this. I know this stuff is possible. What I did for lead generation was, first of all, I separated into 2 categories, okay? The first one was my odd time category, and then my business hours category. All right, what does this mean? Well, odd times, waking up really early, staying up really late, times when other people aren't working, people aren't obviously going to pick up the phone, things like that. My odd time lead generation was doing things like gathering leads, getting contact info, laying out my plan. Basically anything that I could possibly do that doesn't require direct interaction with somebody else. Now, what was the business hour stuff? That was things like responding to emails, getting on the phone, going to meetups, right? Now, if I was trying to do these odd time activities during business hours, then when am I going to do my business hour activities? Well, I'm going to try to do them at the same time. And that's when people's heads explode and they're like, I'm trying to do too much at once. It's not possible, right? And so literally what I did, if we go back to this little Drew, right? And I was at work for this period right here, was I would get up early, let's say 5 a.m., and right here I would organize my leads. And I could show you, I still have the notes on my phone, right? What I would do is I would put all of my leads that I was going to call on a list so that I could literally click the phone number and just call it instantly, all right? Because I've also got this little period right here in the middle of the day for lunch. And I would use that. Again, what is that? That's business hours. That's execution time. That's when I would make my calls. Now, I also had this period right here, which is when I was driving on both ends of the day. I had an hour drive both ways. And that was the same thing. There was 2 things. This drive in the morning was at like 6 a.m. So would I be doing lead generation then? No. What would I do? I would do consumption, right? That's when I would watch the videos, put the trainings on 2x speed, whatever it might be. And then on the way home, this was during business hours, so I wasn't doing odd jobs. What was I doing? I was getting on phone calls, right? I was talking with brokers, talking with agents, talking with leads. Not because my business was perfect, but because that was the time that I could take the action, right? And so if you can do this If you can nail down your lead generation plan and plan ahead, the worst thing that you can do if you don't have a ton of time is wake up every day with no plan and a bunch of scattered whatever, and then look back and be like, oh, I don't know why I didn't get anything done this week, or I feel like I didn't accomplish anything. Duh. Of course you're not going to accomplish anything when you don't have a ton of time like that, right? Even if you do have a ton of time, if you don't have a clear priority, nothing's going to happen, right? And so that's number 2. Number 3, and this is what really ties everything together. Number 3 for me was my systems. If you want to build a business, you have to create efficiency. But what are you supposed to do when you have meetings? When you don't get to have your phone at work, right? When you can't respond to things? Well, that's when you create systems. That's how you become effective even when you're not there, right? Now, if we were to look at this, there's 2 ways that we can create systems, okay? Number 1 is through automation. Number 2 is through partnerships. Now, in my transactional funding business, I have a ton of people that I partner with where they will bring me their deals, and then my team will handle the capital, the contracts, the coordination of the deal. They'll just bring the deal, and then they'll go be busy at work and not be able to check their phone all day, and they make a ton of money, right? That's done through strategic partnerships. That's great. When I got started, I didn't even have the opportunity to do that. Now, if you want to partner directly with me and work on deals like this, the first link in the description, you can join our free community of over 8,000 people with all of the training and resources needed to do that. But I didn't have access to that when I was getting started. And so here's how I did automation, right? I would take somebody and I would say, okay, cool. I need you to fill out an intake form, right? Built a little website. This was before AI and everything was even out there. So this was even harder back then. Now this stuff is a walk in the park. But I would an intake form. And then when they submitted the intake form, I would do these things. I would send them an instant email. They would get an instant text. And with those, they would get next steps. Now, why do I do this? Especially in real estate, but really in business in general, people are looking for speed. And so if I'm doing this, do they feel like they're waiting on me to move things forward? No, right? Because I'm giving them tasks. So they now have to go do those jobs. They've got tasks to complete. Perfect. Right? Because I'm busy. I'm in a meeting. I can't check my phone and my email right now, but it doesn't matter because these automations are firing off and they're keeping them busy. I just got to make it to the end of the day or make it to my lunch break, right? That's the way I looked at it. And so I would have all of these automations firing off in the meantime. That's what made it effective. Now, if you have somebody reach out to you and you don't have an automated response set up or you don't have somewhere to send them, you are instantly losing that credibility because now they're like, I don't even know if this guy knows what he's talking about. Right? In the world of lending specifically, if somebody's asking for $1 million and I don't even know where to send them or what questions to ask, do you think they're going to trust me? No, of course not. Right? And so this is what becomes incredibly crucial is putting all 3 of these things together. Now, if you're watching this video, again, this is all I did and it took a while, right? It took a year of me doing this stuff consistently to make it happen. But once I built a plan, a clear plan and figured out the people to copy and figured out how to make the most of my time, and then I just put all of my time and effort into generating leads with systems on the back end to execute on those leads. That was the winning formula for me. It didn't mean that I found my perfect niche right away, right? I tried multifamily, I tried rental properties, I tried wholesaling, and then I got into transactional funding and realized that that was what was going to help me create repetitive income just like my job did. It didn't happen overnight, right? But if you're watching this and you feel like you don't have enough time, you feel like this stuff isn't possible, great. That's how everybody feels. And some people choose to use that as an excuse, but I would encourage you to use that as the ability to go out and do more, to achieve more, because there's always somebody who's had a worse opportunity that's made more out of it by just taking that clear action. It's not just enough for you to do stuff. You got to know what to do. You got to do it consistently. And if you can build those things up over time, you are guaranteed to succeed. If you don't quit, you can't fail. So you just have to keep going. And so I hope this has been an encouragement to you, seeing what my business has been able to become. Because a couple of years ago, I didn't even know how to speak on camera. I didn't make $1 in real estate. I had nobody in my family to look at for real estate knowledge. And now I've been able to build this business and create the exact goals I was setting 3 years ago. You can do the same thing. If you want to work with me and get as much help as I can possibly give you for free, you can click the first link in the description. That's our free group, over 8,000 people that are doing transactional funding deals and in the creative real estate space. So check that out, and thanks for hanging out. Trust me with your time. I'll see you in the next video.